Welcome to my channel. Happy July. I'm sitting here meditating on your energy on a full moon. I just did Capricorn's reading and I felt they needed it the most, and then I was called to your energy. So you must be feeling the portal of what this full moon brings for all of us, but for you and Capricorn, quite heightened. I kept getting for you, oops, I broke it. I also could smell and taste and see blood. It felt like a trail of blood, which led to a sacrifice, a big sacrifice that you're being asked to make, some type of compromise as an investment for your future. And the sacrifice is not an easy one. It feels like something that is unfair in a sense. But it feels, and for lack of sounding biblical, which I don't often do, it feels like it's a part of your rebirth to have to bleed this way. And there's some type of understanding. There's a deep trust in the sacrifice, in closing out this chapter, in letting go of, feels like a lot of things. Doesn't feel like one specific thing. It feels like the end of an era. I feel a lot of regrets. I feel a lot of ruminating of how this could have played out, how it should have played out. There's a fear that you let out the lion within and you chewed something or someone out and you might have broken it, but it's unfortunate that it's played out this way, but it also feels like it had to be paid out this way, if that makes any sense. And it feels like you've, by doing it this way, you're closing this chapter like once and for all. You're closing it for good. If it had been in a different way, you might have left the door open, a little back door, a little safety net, which will ultimately like bring you right back to something that you don't need to be a part of anymore. Okay? And the word need here is quite strong. It feels like there's a necessity within you and external of you for you to move somewhere, for you to do something different that you haven't actually done yet. You feel very disconnected from the things that normally make you feel good, the things that have defined you, even the goals that you've held on to keep you afloat energetically, spiritually. There's a void, and the void is necessary, and it's required, and it's a portal. It's a portal to this transformation that you're going through. Don't be mad. Don't panic. You need to breathe. You need to ground. You need to be present. The release, the shedding, the wounds that have resurfaced, it feels big. It feels like It feels probably like the biggest purge that you have gone through until now. And it is necessary. You feel kind of alone at this time, even though there's some socializing and there's some things here and there. You feel mostly misunderstood. It feels like the hope and the glitter and the colors, the happiness, it's almost like it's not enough in this current cycle, in this current environment. It's really been like your saving grace in a way, that perspective, for a long time. But that's been kind of on the surface, right? And so internally, though, you're so done with this, and it's time for you to really accept that and make peace with it and definitely close it out. But it feels like it's been done in a sense. I don't feel like this is much of a decision anymore. I feel like something was broken. But now it's about bleeding it out, right? Bleeding out that wound. But this new level that you're coming to from this experience is about new life. But for new life to happen, we have to embrace death. I'm getting this energy like, even though it feels unfair, this is about you renewing your trust and commitment to God, to a higher power, to the universe, and you understanding and trusting that that has been your source, that has been your saving grace, that is what makes opportunities come knocking at your door. It's what feeds you, right? It's not the things that you think it is. So, this is about you embodying your freedom. Freedom is not free. There are sacrifices required for this very long-term goal that you have. You've honed in on what you deserve, the kind of life that you want, and you've been trying to create this for a while, and there's been moments of lots of inspiration and deep insight and excitement, and you've gotten moments where you can really see what's possible and you see what you attract when you're at your best. And then it feels like things just fall apart again, right? So all of this has been a balancing of you, and that balance is the portal, right? But it is the hardest part, okay? This is you being done with society. I'm not saying you're going to go and live in the woods, although that might be appealing to some of you. Being off-grid. This is more energetic, right? It's like, I've done the Matrix. I've lived these lives many times. This doesn't inspire me. Nothing inspires me. And so there's a soul searching here in this transformation. And that soul searching is about reconnecting with the essence of who you are. You've had to deal with a lot. You've carried a lot of things for other people. But at this point, Spirit is saying that it's a choice. You're choosing to carry it at this point. Because you have this portal, this opportunity to release it all and to make a change and to take the steps to mount this horse, to align with this horse to know that this is your horse and to understand how it moves, how you move with it, where you need to adjust the saddle, when you need to move quickly, when you need to slow down. This horse is here for you. This horse understands the journey that that you are making together, but you have not yet mounted this horse because you've been afraid. So you are moving ahead. You are moving forward. Things are in motion, even though it feels scary. I will say that this thing that broke, it's a shift in you. This shift is about you putting your weapons down. We've talked about this many times. It's about you trading in the sword for a wand. It's about you starting fresh, yet again, from your absolute truth, from your vulnerability, from everything that the core, the essence of your heart is about. And some of you have not really gone deep enough to understand what that is yet. You might know certain aspects of it, and certain environments that cater to that, but to really get to the core of what this is for you, that's what this is about. That's why this cup was broken. That's why this feels like a false start. But you'll get there. Okay? You will get there. It feels like a destabilization of some sort. Some kind of... something knocked you off your center. Off of the thing that's meant to... or what you thought was going to sustain you and be your foundation and provide for you in some way. It's knocked you off your center so that you can find your new center. This isn't about going back. This is about moving forward. Okay? Putting down the sword. Putting down the weapon. No longer the need to be destructive, but the time to be constructive. That can only happen, that clarity, that vision can only happen when you let go of the heaviness of all of this that you've been carrying. Some of you have physical things that you need to release, that you need to let go of. Contracts, homes, extra cars, maybe someone you've been feeding that is perfectly capable of feeding themselves. Someone you've been carrying at work, a friend you've been carrying, a partner. You've been carrying the entire load so that they can be light, so that they can receive. So this imbalance has to be eliminated for you to find your balance. Okay? But I like the position of that. It's in your goal. It's what you want. So you want to be light and free. Right? This is also understanding your rulership, right? Capricorn got the same card. This is understanding how to lead, right? How to lead a team, how to lead your life. When to wield the sword, the diplomacy required, the grace, the checking in with self before you approach someone, having that patience, but also learning who your team is, right? Like understanding if people around you are no longer aligned to your vision, then you can express that and allow them the opportunity to catch up. And if they don't, then you need to move on, as opposed to thinking that you have this superior power to transform them. Or if you could just carry this one thing for them, they'll show up in the way you need them. So this is about being very clear-headed, very clear-minded. It's not about being cutthroat, but it's about being clear-minded. Crystalline vision, okay, of whether something is really serving your vision. Not serving you, but your vision. Because your vision is beautiful. Your vision is what's required right now on this planet of this new earth. So the people who do align to you, and I'm not trying to stroke your ego, but the people who do align to you will reap greatly, will reap great benefits, great rewards. For them to stand behind you at this time might be difficult, because they might not truly see what you see, especially if you're not watching your words, especially if you're being cutting. But those who trust in your vision, they will be there at your victory, celebrating with you, and they will gain from it as well, because when you win, everyone wins. So be in alignment with that knowing, with the universe, and wish people love and wish them well when they're not aligned to it. It's because it wasn't meant for them, they're not ready. And move forward, because you will find the people who are, okay? Your freedom begins with this closure. This closure needs to be made for you to walk in the rainbows, in the glitter, in the magic. This has to be dealt with, has to end. And you can no longer feed something. You have two 10s here. You have the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. What did I say? Trading your sword for a wand. The 6 of Pentacles, right? This balance, this lack of balance that you've had, this overgiving and then undergiving. People have benefited greatly from your overgiving. There's a fly around me. And people have been benefiting greatly from your overgiving, and there are other people who deserve your giving who have not gotten it. Okay? So this imbalance is what's been in the obstacle. This is what stopped you from being clear, right? From having that clear knowing, from letting go of whatever this is, right? And unfortunately, there are people who have sort of paid the price for the other leeches. Those experiences have caused your guard to go up in a certain way, where now everyone is grouped in that space of trying to take advantage of you. But there are some good, pure souls here, okay? So don't discount them. There's a lot of conflict here in the recent past. There's a lot of miscommunication, a lot of painful communication, words coming from people lying to themselves, right? Like, this doesn't feel like you. This feels like things that have come at you, things in your environment, right? People coming at you from their wounds, right? And you having to defend yourself from that space and protect yourself. And that causing a lot of conflict in the environment, right? You rock the boat. Good. If that's your truth, good. So, this newfound stability will take time. But you are on the path to receiving this. You're on the path to gaining the confidence that it requires for this type of union, for this type of legacy, for this type of stability, for this type of celebration, for this house in the woods. There's some energy here that's very controlling. Very controlling. It's making my heartbeat race. It makes me feel crazy. And so you've had to protect yourself from this. And so no wonder you lashed out. No wonder you broke it. Okay? This pain from this situation, from what's happened, is on all counts. Everyone is feeling this. It's not just your pain. It's everyone involved in this is feeling the damage. And so you may feel alone, like the people who normally you confide in or your support system, they might be looking at you like, what happened? Like, almost like, what did you do? Right? Because they're not seeing that controlling energy. They're not having to protect themselves every day from this. You are. And so they're looking at you like, what happened? And they're almost like hurt by the situation and not wanting to be a part of you healing this because they don't know how to handle it. And so the biblical reference that I'm getting so strongly with you is to look at the way Jesus walked. Meaning, the great masters, the great philosophers, the ascended masters, anyone who incarnated on the planet with greatness that's meant to be shared, walks a lonely path. Because their source is source. And so you cannot expect people who look for you or look to you for guidance and inspiration to be there for you. They don't know how to. And like many of these great masters that have come, physically, it can be a lonely experience, a lonely path. But the difference between them and you is their knowing, their trust, their humility to the greater power is so strong and so clear that every day they are reset. They are refound with that great source of energy, with that key of life. with that incredible soft strength, with that nourishment, with that fulfillment of knowing I do not walk alone. I have my lineage, I have my ancestors in the spirit world, in the physical world. I have my guides, I have my higher self, I have my inner child, and whatever else you believe in. I have the universe in my heart. I do not walk alone. And that knowing that this greatness requires is why everything is so hard. Because it's the way that you come back to that self. It doesn't allow you to stray too long because of the path that you are meant for, the road that you're meant to be on. You can't deviate too far from it, or you will end up like this. And so it's a coming home. It's a welcome back. This is what I saw in your meditation. This is the first thing that came out, and I was like, what? Aqua, King of Pentacles? No. Oh my god. This is who you're becoming. This is who you truly are. Is this person who grabs the bull by the horns, is not afraid because the universe catches them every time. But this is about getting to the place in your life where it doesn't have to go this far for you to be caught and saved. You know where source is, so go back there every day and come from that place, recharge from that place so that you can make the executive decisions that you need to make from a place of clarity and sanity and strength, profoundness. So, you're becoming great. This is what it takes, right? Never a dull moment with my aquas. So, detach, let go from this person, from these people, from this environment. Choose yourself. Love yourself. This breakup hurts. It sucks. Did it have to be this way? I don't know. But I'm getting yes. It had to. Because any other way and you would have settled. Time and solitude is coming. But this time it's not like there are people around you. It's not like a forced solitude. It's you choosing to balance this energy that is feeling destructive right now. It's feeling like this person is lashing out and just like wanting to, what's that saying? Throw away the baby with the bathwater or something like that. I'm probably so butchering that. Or throwing the baby on the highway. I don't know. It's like the person who just wants to give up and say, F this. Like, this doesn't work, right? Making the choice to give up, right? But you're aware of it, thankfully, because you are in this balancing, right? So you're being asked to choose clarity, to choose to focus on the vision. Don't cut things out right now that don't need to be. Only the things that are absolutely painful. Okay? You are going to need to balance some things here because you're at the end of this chapter and you've been in this new chapter as well. So there's definitely like patience that's needed with yourself, with your endeavors. Towards the end of July, though, I see you getting very, very clear on what has held you back in the past, on what these wounds are, and I see you moving forward towards this incredible, I don't even want to call it a new beginning, because it feels like a homecoming. It's like a homecoming back to self, back to this new paradigm that you started creating a while ago, in full alignment with your passion, which is what's been needed, right? There's been passion, and then there's been survival, there's been back and forth, but to be in full alignment with this has not happened yet. And this is coming, okay? But it is coming at the cost, right? We talked about the blood and the sacrifice. It's coming at the cost of accepting these big changes, accepting that, you might not be able to see the full outcome right now, and it might feel like you're taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, right? But that's not what's happening. Okay? Trust this path. Kind of random, not so random. I won't judge, I'll just say it. Some of you need to get your blood checked and hormones and things like that. Outcome for July. Thank you, Spirit. Outcome for July. Refound passion, rekindled connection, a new project, a new job, something exciting. You're starting fresh. You will be letting go of this energy of pain and sacrifice and duty and carrying all these burdens, some of them not even yours, most of them not yours. I don't know why my microphone keeps shutting off today, but the camera is recording audio, so it will be what it will be. I will not be restarting this. I don't even know how I would do that. But yeah, some of you may be seeing 7s a lot. Very spiritual, highly spiritual time for you. There's upheaval, though, in this alignment. So don't feel like these things that you're having to get rid of, these connections, this home, this whatever this extra stuff is that you're having to get rid of, don't feel like it's setting you back. Know that it's aligning you more. Okay? Look at that. And the Queen of Pentacles. The balance to your King of Pentacles. I love it. So, I'm going to pull some soul mirror cards to see what else needs to be transmuted. If you want to go deeper, there's part 2. I'm going to meditate on your energy even more. We're going to go through each one of these cards, and we're going to go deeper and deeper into what this situation is and what Spirit wants you to know about what you're feeling so that you can really release it at this time. Spirit, give me a soul mirror card for my aquas for July. Yeah. So, again, here's that community that is around you. But I don't feel like you feel supported. I feel like you're a little bit alone in this energy, even though this is here. But, this is temporary. Let these cycles play out and die out, and, don't be so attached to who this is, because as people leave, as you leave, this circle will be recreated, right? It will be there for you. It will be there to support you. You will feel encouraged by these people. But remember that people cannot be there for you in the way that you need, because you're meant to soul search. You're meant to go within. Okay. So take that as confirmation, as a sign that it's not that they don't want to be there for you. Okay. So here's your sadness. Here's what caused you to be defensive. Here's what caused you to break this, or what's forcing you to break it. This thing, this person, you don't feel heard in this. You don't feel like they listen to you. It's like this energy makes you sad. Okay. What led you to this breaking point is your gratitude, is you being grateful for the little things. And so that left you vulnerable to be breadcrumbed a bit. And then for some of you, it's a little bit of a learning, right? To appreciate the things that you once had. Maybe they didn't seem like a big deal. Maybe you knew you were meant for more, so you kind of tossed it aside. And now you're kind of regretting that. Like you're saying, wow, I did have quite a good thing going, or this thing was feeding me, or this thing gave me some type of stability, because now that it's not there, you feel the panic, right? So this is a learning in gratitude, but also, again, this had to die out, okay? So don't think that you need to go back and carry the things that you were carrying, okay? All right. I'm going to do some moon magic messages, and then I'm going to wrap up this part 1 of the reading. I'm really excited about part 2, I have to say. Oh my goodness. Okay. Every day I bring radical self-love to my mind, my body, and my spirit. We talked about this remembrance, this daily reconnection with Source, right? It's imperative moving forward. It is a non-negotiable if you want to climb out of this pain, of this sadness, if you want to see things clearly, if you want to step into this greatness, okay? I enjoy the serendipity of life. The unexpected can be wonderful, okay? This is about your freedom, about being light and mobile, which is why you need to get rid of whatever these things are that are tying you down. Here's the portal. I see the gateways open and the pathways clear. My journey truly begins now, right? And here it is. I flow towards my goal. I am strongly protected as I go. Okay, my loves. I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that you took something from that. If you did, let me know. Drop me a comment. I love to hear from you. If this is where we part ways, have a beautiful rest of your July. And for those of you joining me in part 2, the link is down in the description box. I love you so much.